Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm resharing my no spread, no chill sugar cookie dough recipe. I did go ahead and tweak it just a tiny bit. So I will go ahead and point out what I changed while I'm showing you the recipe. And I will also link the printable recipe on my website in the description box below. So let's get started. Into my mixing bowl, I am adding 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. I'm also adding in 1 large egg at room temperature, 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract or whatever vanilla you have on hand, and I am adding in 1 and 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. I'm also adding in 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. You can definitely leave this out. I just like the flavor that it adds. And then we're going to go ahead and mix on medium speed until all of these ingredients incorporate. I let this mix on medium speed for approximately 4 to 5 minutes, and basically what you want is you want the butter with the sugars and all the other ingredients to get fluffy. And once that happens, you're going to go ahead and add in your flour. Here I started scooping it in slowly just to kind of unload the bowl, but you're definitely just going to go ahead and just like add the entire bowl of flour into your butter mixture. I also went ahead and added in 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So basically what changed in this recipe, as I told you in the beginning, is I went ahead and added an extra 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. I felt that my recipe from 5 years ago was lacking that, and I felt that it was spreading a little bit and that it was too loose, if that's the word, or it was just too sticky. So I went ahead and added in 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and that's the main difference aside from the almond extract in this recipe versus the one that I shared with you guys 5 years ago. And as you have seen here, I also went ahead and mixed this on medium speed for approximately 4 to 5 minutes. So your dough is going to go through stages, and basically it's going to start to look sandy, and then after a few minutes it's going to come together, and you know that it's ready when it no longer sticks to the sides of your bowl. Then to go ahead and roll it out, what I'm using here is my Dough Easy mat. You can certainly use parchment paper or just the surface of your countertops, but I like using my Dough Easy mat because I just feel like it helps me out better when picking up the cookies to transfer them to my baking sheets. And what I did is I actually sprinkled my mat with some powdered sugar. You can use flour, but I just feel like the powdered sugar helps to add a little bit of extra flavor to your cookies versus tasting like dry flour at the bottom of your cookie. Then when I went ahead and rolled out everything evenly, I'm going to start stamping or cutting my shapes into my dough. What I do like to do first is I like to dip my cutters into either powdered sugar or flour, so that when I go ahead and remove them, it's a lot smoother to for them to fall off the dough, and so that it doesn't come stuck with the cutter when I'm removing it from the mat, if that makes sense. Another tip that I have that I found makes it easier to remove your shapes is to start removing the excess first. So all the edges that you didn't use, start removing them, and it's going to just kind of like leave your shape, and it's easier for you to pick it up that way versus trying to like get your spatula into the shape without removing the excess first. And as you can see, that's what I'm doing here. If you do have very dainty designs like the deer, you can use a toothpick to help you push down the dough when you're removing the cutter, so that you don't bring the dainty or the thin parts with you, or so that they don't break off. And I have done that before, either with a toothpick, a fork, or a knife. To pick up my cutout shapes, what I like to do is the same thing as I do with the cookie cutters. I dip my little angled spatula into some powdered sugar, and then I slowly insert it into the bottom and wiggle under the shape that I cut out so I can transfer it to my cookie sheet. And usually I'll have my cookie sheet very close so that in case the design is too dainty, like the deer as I mentioned before, doesn't lose its shape as much. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all of these into my cookie sheet, and then I'll come back with instructions on the temperature to bake and how long to bake them for. Once I have arranged all of my cookies into the baking sheets, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bake them. And you can actually preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit before you start all the cutting process. So by the time you're done and you finish arranging your cookies, your oven is ready to go. So again, we're going to bake this at 325 degrees Fahrenheit between 12 to 15 minutes. Make sure if this is your first time baking these at home to try for 12 minutes first and then see how done they are. You might need to go 15 minutes depending on how calibrated your oven is. It might be at a higher temperature or lower temperature than what it should be, just based on the calibration. So make sure you test that out before you decide on a time. So what I usually do is I do 12 minutes first. If I see that they're still a little bit raw, I bake for another 3 minutes, making it 15 minutes. Usually what this will result in, the 15 minutes, it's going to give you a well done cookie, but it's also soft. It's not a hard sugar cookie. If you want them to be a little bit crispier, definitely bake them for a little bit longer, but I suggest that you do it to 15 minutes. I found that that's where most people are satisfied at, and where you get like the most compliments on people saying that your cookies not only look good, but they also taste good, and they keep for a lot longer because they stay soft. And this is the finished product. This is how they look after 15 minutes of baking time. This is how I decorated my cookies. I will be sharing my recipe for my royal icing next week in another video, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you so much for still tuning in after me going on a long hiatus of just nestling into motherhood and just kind of like concentrating on my family. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you leave me a comment and share my video, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.